Hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's got a fantastic Tuesday. Everyone's feeling fantastically well. I'm home, I'm knackered, but let's do this. Let's literally do this because today we will have some Arsenal transfer rumors, which obviously we're going to talk about for about 10 to 15, 20 minutes max. And after that, we're going to deep dive into the stream and into the life of FPL because, as you all know, you've seen this on the stream as well, my FPL is totally and utterly, well, there is no other way to put it, cooked. Seriously. So we're going to do a full-on rebuild on the FPL, 100%. You're going to use the wild card, make about eight, maybe even 9 substitutions with your help, hopefully. So let's get into that. Of course, people, if you enjoyed the stream, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. We are 11 subscribers away from 900 subscribers. If you could do me a favor, smash the subscribe button as well. Would mean the world to me. And of course, leave your thoughts down in the live chat below, of course. So big up, people. Hope you are doing well. Big up, Mubarak. The question without Saka and Martinez that Arsenal can win at Anfield. That is the big question. The nuts part is, and the sad part is, that, let's be real, we cannot win at Anfield with Saka and Odegaard. So to some extent, you could actually argue, why not give it a shot without them? Let's just put it that way. Saka is out for a month. Odegaard, he's been called up to Norway internationals. We'll see how that's going to happen, whether they're going to send him back to England once again or not. But ultimately, yeah, if we cannot even win at Anfield with Saka and Odegaard, we have beat City, I think it was, and also Liverpool without Saka. So you could put an argument that we might not need them, but obviously it's Anfield, so you never know. It's obviously the gray area, but we will see something different. We will definitely see something 100% different. We haven't beat Liverpool with them, so why not try our hand beating them without them? Big up BBK. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Big up BBK. Hello. How are we doing today? I'm doing good. Exhausted as hell, but I am doing good. Ready to deep dive into nightmare that is FPL, and of course that is Arsenal. Not sure what's worse, but it is what it is, of course. Hope you're doing well today as well. Hope your recovery is going well as well today, my bro. Hope everything is okay with you in those terms. So people, go subscribe to BBK. Arsenal fan, does lots of panel shows. Speaks facts, very calm from across the pond, from the UK, of course. UK, nice. From the USA, you can tell I'm beat, of course. But yeah, people, go subscribe to him, show him some love. And of course, always, don't forget that community settings are always in full effect, people. Let's be real. Big up Rasta Stocks. Hope you're doing well today, my resident United fan in the chat today. Hope United have not disappointed you too much, and let's hope United don't disappoint you tomorrow, because tomorrow you play in Carabao Cup in round 2 against Grimsby Town. So if you lose to them, it might get Peakums. Seriously, it might get Peakums. So people definitely be careful. Literally be careful, especially United fans, because that would be a monumental failure for you all, and monumental failure for, well, the whole team. Let's be real. And of course, go subscribe to Resta Stocks. Here is BBK's link in the chat. Here is Waffledon's link in the chat. He's also here. People, show him some love. Also Arsenal fan, does FPL streams, gonna do more panel shows, talks about Arsenal, does watch-alongs, all that good stuff. So go show him some support. And of course, here is Resta Stocks link as well. Of course, as I said, the resident United fan in the chat. Big up, Gavin. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Big up, Waffledon. Big up, Abs. Hope Tuesday has treated you very well. Slap the likes, people, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Road to 900. Yes, people, we are only 11 subs away from 900, so do me the favor. Smash that subscribe button. Hulk smash it, caress it, hammer it, lick it. However you do it, please, just do it. And do the same with the like button as well. Big up Jay. Big up, Jay. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Looking forward to Friday. I am as well, by the way, people. On Friday, the 20, whatever that number is, 29th. Yes, 29th. Sorry, I forgot the date. 29th of August. I won't be live here. I will have video prepared, but I will be live on the Rasta Stocks channel We're going to talk about Arsenal. We're going to talk about United. We're going to talk about, if I'm not mistaken, about how I became an Arsenal fan, because, yeah, it's a different story, most likely, than from usual suspects, as you would expect. I've spoken a bit on that on Views' channel, Views on Sport. I have spoken a bit there as well about that as well. So if you haven't caught it, then it will be a nice surprise for you. It definitely will be a nice surprise for you. Big up, Ash. Big up, Ash. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. I just subscribed to the Mandem. Yeah, big up, people. Subscribe to the Mandem. All speaks facts. All speaks all and utter sense. Big up, Handem Gunner. Big up, Handem. Hope today is good for you. Hope today is good for you, and hopefully it's not too hot for you as well, and hope you're feeling better as well. Bro, the fact that my manager said he wanted Bruno Kobe to compete for the same position. Sorry, I wanted to slap his face, and he said that. Yeah, I get it. It looks like also Kobe Mainoo wants to leave United, according to rumors, just because, well, he's fallen out with Ruben Amorim, and who could blame him to some extent? Let's be real. Recent in England international, and now is bench for life at United, which is kind of nuts if you come to think of it. Also, playing Bruno in the 8 makes also no sense to me to some extent. Like, that is also kind of nuts. But yeah, big up Beggy. Big up Beggy. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. And big up Hyper Protagonist. Always here, always supporting the channel. Big up to you. Big up, big up, big up, and big up once again. So what we're going to kick things off today, it's not going to be long. It's going to be literally a few minutes. As I said, about 15, 20 minutes at the longest. We're going to talk about, some transfers in terms of Arsenal, right? So here is the latest scoop on things, as people like to say these days. The Gen Zs, Gen Xs, Gen Ys, Gen As, Gen Bs, and Gen whatever, Sigma Alphas or Betas or whatever you want to call them. Here we bloody go. Hand of Arsenal. Actually a trustworthy Arsenal source. I would actually say it that way this season. 100%. He has talked about Porto, Kiwior going to Porto, which ultimately would and could result in Arsenal signing, of course, Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen. Revolutionary cooking, dude. Amorim might just be the worst prem manager I have ever seen. Some say that about Mikel Arteta, but apparently he knows exactly what we need. But hey, it is what it is. That's a different topic. Let's be real. But yeah, people, Porto officially have sent an offer of 26 million loan plus obligation to buy package containing a fixed fee plus loan fee to Arsenal. Arsenal have responded with a counter offer, which is obviously Andrea Berta playing hardball. Let's be real. Which also has been the main point of negotiations today. Specifics are being discussed, which include possibilities such as sell-on fee, potentially, and Champions League bonuses related to add-ons, because let's be real, Porto isn't the biggest teams in Portugal and the biggest teams in Europe, whether you like it or not. And they are getting Champions League football. So I kind of get it. Arsenal are hoping to finalize the deal in around 30 million euro mark, which is 4 million more, obviously, from the initial 26 million offer. Either way, the deal is in its final stages, which is quite interesting. And Andrea Berta's ideal plan is it to only sanction this deal once, or if we secure a deal for Piero Hincapié, of course, the Ecuadorian center back from Bayer Leverkusen. Negotiations are ongoing with personal terms agreed on the player's side. The reasons for this strategy is for Andrea to ensure Mikel Arteta is fully equipped for his 25-26 campaign and not left short. Exactly. Do what is necessary to give them less excuses as possible if, or arguably when, we fall short once again this season. Of course, do that, because the less excuses, the better. Let's be real. The more accountability will come into play. The one thing I will say, though, fully equipped, obviously, in my eyes, is that we sign a left winger and a left back. If we give your goal, we sign the Hincapie, he can play left center back / left back. I get it, but we still don't have a left wing. So I would argue it's not fully equipped, is it, though? And we might be left short once again. Then again, signing 7-8 players in one window, let's be real, you would expect everyone to be fit. You would not fit, sorry. You would have a fully equipped squad. You would expect that at least. A lot of moving parts and negotiations. Patience is the master of the situation. So, again, we get told to be patient at the end of the day. So, people, what are we expecting from this? Are Arsenal signing Hincapie? Are not Arsenal signing Hincapie? That, for me, now is the big question, because I have no problem with letting Kiwior go. I'm going to say this straight up, because some people have some interesting attachments to Kiwior. And some people even have said that we should sell even Kiwior for 20 million if the money comes in. But it looks like Arsenal could be getting more, which is very, very nice to see. I'm not going to lie. We paid about 20 million for Kiwior, so you will bet your sweet ass we want some more money back as well. Let's be real. Big up, Hendon, if United lose their Carabao Cup match on Wednesday, I think Cameron will get the sack. I can see that. Bro, more games this manager got left for me, gave Spurs a trophy, got me fun. I get it, Rastus. I get it. Why did we have to go from calling generations in English to now Wait, what? Why did we have to go from calling generations in English to now my language? I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea. I don't know why they even do this. I don't know even what's the purpose of Gen X and Gen Y and Gen Sigma, I don't know, Aristoteles and all this stuff. I have no idea why this is a thing, from where it started, and what's the purpose of it. Because I don't care if I'm Gen X, Gen Y, Gen N, Gen W, or whatever. I am who I am. I live in this generation. It's the 21st century. Move on. Live your life. Who cares? Like, what the hell is that? As Arsenal just about break even on Kiwior, they spent 20 million on buying him from Spezia. Yeah, 20 million we bought him from Spezia. If we sell him for the 30 million, at least Berta wants, that would be overall about 27, 28 million pounds, which would be actually a profit. Obviously, if you include the wages we paid Kiwior over these years, we are about even. Let's just put it that way. But hey, at least we get some money. If there's also sell-on clauses, then some extra add-ons, muy bien. To be fair, he hasn't done much at Arsenal for him to be sold for that much more. Like, for me, the way I look at Kiwior's situation currently is strike whilst the iron is hot. Because he had a very decent end of the season. Yes, he had a great games, yet at the same time, he's always subject to accidents. And most of the time, even though he had a great game, he was subject, if we conceded a goal, 9 times out of 10, he was the reason why we conceded the goal. He got lobbed, he got outpaced, he got outdone, or something in those terms. However, overall, if you gloss over that, which people tend to do, even to some extent, he had a decent end of last season. And what I mean by strike while iron is hot, you could argue that his value at the moment is the highest it will be, at least at Arsenal. So if we can get some profit, or at least break even, I would do this, because if you look long-term, there is no chance in hell that long-term plan to replace Gabriel, whether he goes or doesn't, it is Kiwior. There's no chance in hell, which means that Kiwior's value is only going to dwindle lower and lower. So that could actually be working in Arsenal's favor. Damn true. Of this whole transfer window, we heard that we are agreed personal terms with players. Looks like they believe in the process, but Berta's one. Exactly. I'm starting to get a feeling that actually people more believe in Andrea Berta than actually Mikel Arteta, right? And this stuff about, as eye-pleasing, as fantastic it may sound, that Eze called Mikel himself and all this stuff, let's be real, it also could be a PR stunt. Let's not forget that. We know Arsenal, we know how they do the business, and it could be also a massive, massive PR stunt. And I generally believe that there's a big possibility that many players that are coming in right now are buying in on Berta's plan, which is obviously post Mikel Arteta more than in Mikel Arteta's actual plan, which is right now. I would be happy to get him in the club. Hincapie, I would as well. I rate Hincapie very nice, very, very highly, to be honest. Big up Mick, not Mike, Mick. Big up Mick. Gaming Rob and chat. If we don't win anything, then doesn't have a leg to stand on. Fact. Don't care. Injuries. I don't know. Bald head. Not enough hair gel in hair. Not enough airplanes landed. He didn't do YMCA enough outside. Odegaard didn't do enough hair flicks. Not enough money pocketed. Not enough lemons to squeeze. The speakers broke when he played "You'll Never Walk Alone" or whatever. Don't care. Get him out of the club. No excuses. Big up Andrew, big up President Ukrainian in the chat. I think I should drop the greeting. It feels like I'm addressing my monitor and microwave. Anyway, big up Andrew. Big up Andrew. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hopefully we see the end of these wasted transfer deals like Fabio Vieira Lokongo 100%. That would be the dream and a half. He should have been sacked for losing the final. Like, I can see that. Do you mind if I throw a few stupid questions during the stream? Seen some recent agendas flowing around and can't help seeing it as a PR campaign. Oh, 100%. Just drop them in. Drop them in. We at some point going to turn to FPL, but we can also talk it during the FPL. 100%. Sell them his game against Madrid, and we would make some money. Exactly. Just show them clips of Real Madrid game. We are swimming in money. Seriously. Damn it, the Berta agenda was actually one of my questions. See? Less questions to ask, more questions to follow, and we actually have answered one of those. But yeah, people, I have seen very interesting that people are somewhat split in terms of Hincapie for Kiwior, because for some weird reason, which I cannot figure out why specifically, many Arsenal fans have very, very deep attachment to Kiwior, even though you could argue he has done nothing for the club. Overall, he has done nothing for the club. He had a few good games, and that's about it. So ultimately, overall, he has done not too much for the club. So for me, that is the bigger thing. People have such weird attachment to this player that it makes no sense. And he's a backup player. It's not like he's our main player. He's our backup player. So it just shows that to some extent, some people are more player FC than actually Arsenal FC, which is very, very frustrating, because until it stops, we could be doomed to some extent. This club could be slipping away to some extent, I'm not going to lie. But if we speak about Hincapie personally, I rate him. I would love to have him at the club. He's more solid than Kiwior. For me personally, he was very good in the Invincible season for Bayer Leverkusen. He played 26 out of 34 games they had to play. One of the catalysts also in Europa League for the final, till they got to the final. Obviously, they got smashed in the final, but that's a bit different story. Lookman pulled a rabbit out of his hat and scored a hat-trick. But ultimately, yeah, Hincapie is actually a very good player. He's actually a very good left-back, even though you could argue it's not his preferred position. He's technically a center-back. At the same time, he looks very, very solid there. Even for Leverkusen, he has played left mid, which is quite interesting as well, which makes no sense, obviously, with Grimaldo's injuries and stuff like that. It kind of makes sense. At the same time, it's a very, very random, weird one. I'm not gonna lie. But if we get Hincapie, I wouldn't be against that. Let me check just one thing. Hincapie's salary at Bayer Leverkusen. Hincapie at Bayer Leverkusen, right, is on about what it looks like, £60. No. I don't believe this. Give me a second. Let me check on how much Hincapie is at Bayer Leverkusen, because that actually could determine how much we would actually pay him. Where is it? Bundesliga salaries, Bayer Leverkusen. Here we go. Hincapie at Bayer Leverkusen currently, let's just go to British pounds, because euros conversions in the head, who cares? Hincapie at the moment is on £62,000 a week. On £62,000 a week at Bayer Leverkusen. He signed a new deal December 21st in 2024, right? He obviously gets more than Kiwior right now, but it's obviously understandable given that he has won more than Jakub Kiwior. But 62, most likely, if he signs for Arsenal, he would go up on to about, I would expect about 80 at worst, 85 maybe. But it's not bad. It definitely wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet Earth. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of Polish people here, so here the fans love him. I get it. And I understand that, definitely. But it's not just like the Polish people. It's genuinely quite a few Arsenal fans in general. They go off for, let's just say, 2, 3, 4 games, which makes them feel like the player is the best thing since sliced bread. And that, for me, is very weird, because this is one of the biggest issues I have with these top gooners and everyone and people who go in that way, that they look on a very heavy recency bias. They don't look at the overall picture over extended period of time. Hence why they think that Arteta is doing miracles. Let's just put it that way. Because again, if they look in span of one season, it looks great. But if you look in previous few seasons, you take those also into the account, you basically are looking at the same thing, the same issues, the same deficiencies, also the same good stuff. But obviously, at the end of the day, the deficiencies outweigh the good things. And that, obviously, for me, is one of the biggest issues there. And yeah, big up, BBK. Did you just say deep attachments to Kiwior? Of all people, his performance against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup lives rent free in my head. He was the definition of shambolic. Yes, that's what I said. But I'm not talking this about myself. Drake, come on, man. I don't have deep attachment to Kiwior. I'm talking about part of Arsenal's fan base who have deep attachment to Kiwior. Whether they're Polish or not, that's obviously a different story, because quite a big part is not. But they specifically have, after the Real Madrid games and stuff like that and everything, they just go off like 3-4 games. It's actually kind of nuts. Let's just put it that way. Big up Sheldon. Hope you're doing well today, man, bro. That's quite a device take to call fans with opposing view Player FC. I'm not calling them Player FC. I'm just saying, I'm just backing club more over the specific players. Because in my opinion, unless you are the best player in the world or something like that, and even then, no player should be bigger than the club. But as soon as there are certain players, it's in many clubs happening. We're talking about this club also specifically. As soon as it comes to selling them, letting them go, benching them, like something like that, people get pissed off. And that for me is a big issue, because it shouldn't come to a situation where player can do to some extent what he wants and there are no repercussions. There is no accountability. There is nothing. Because Odegaard can drop stinkers and he doesn't get replaced. Saka as well, he gets the G output many times, but many games he has a stinker and he still gets played. Martinelli has stinkers and he still gets played. And that happens to many players on consistent basis, and that has been an issue at the club for a very long time. Whether it's favoritism or something like that, potentially. But for me personally, that's what gets on my nerves in those times. Because of the last season, Purple Patch, a lot of fans started turning on Kiwior. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, he is just above holding. Exactly. I'd keep him as a squad player, but then next season he would go anyway. True. And you could argue that he wouldn't even play as much this season, which means his value also wouldn't be as high as it is right now. So, for me, that is the biggest thing. Exactly. Only an average backup, nothing else. But the attachment certain fans have to players, I'm not talking here about Saka, but also talking about mid-level players in our team, saying that it's insane to sell him and everything. Like, big up Josh. Big up, Josh. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. It was a pleasure to be on your stream a few weeks back. Was it a few weeks back? Was it last week? I don't even remember. Time flies by like no tomorrow. But it was a pleasure to being on your stream. A great stream today as well. Evil twin. But yeah, big up to you. Go subscribe to him. Go show him some love. Arsenal fan. Drops lots of content, daily videos, streams, talks facts, and everything. So people, show him some love. Show him some love, show him some appreciation. Arsenal fans, says it as it is as well. Has sometimes a bit more balanced view than I do, I'm not gonna lie, and that is credit to him. I sometimes have a hot-headed views on certain things. At the same time, we have the same underlying thought, but he sometimes manages to say it in more eloquent way than I do, because I just sometimes tend to shoot, let's just say, straight from the hip. But he just glosses over it, so addresses in a beautiful unicorn Skittles rainbow pack that everyone accepts. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, obviously a great guy, great content. Go show him some love, people. Kiwior, another overhyped prospect by the top new. Yeah, you can say that. Question: since Berta, some people suddenly pivot to blame to Edu as being awful and justify Arteta for being handled these shit players by Edu. Is Arteta a silent genius now since he had to deal with shit players? No, he's not. I get that people are getting on Edu's case, because personally, Edu didn't have the pool Berta has, and that is quite evident, and that is quite understandable. Let's be real, 100%. Then again, looking at certain players that Edu wanted and Mikel Arteta just said no to, that for me is a big worry. I still believe that there are certain things in this club, when at least Edu was here, that Mikel Arteta ruled over him, hence why he left. Personally, that's why I believe. Now that Andrea Berta has come in, he cannot bully Andrea Berta the way he bullied Edu to a certain degree. Hence why he basically had to take the L's on Gyökeres, arguably even on Eze, because even though, as I said on paper, the fact that Eze called Arteta, then Arteta said, yo, big up, yo, what's up? Yeah, paella, siesta, carabia, margarita, and all this stuff, and Eze was signed. It sounds great on paper. But in reality, let's be real. If it doesn't happen like that, and it also could be a PR stunt, like, let's be real, it could go either way. Because there you could also say that Arsenal just didn't want him let go to Spurs, because he didn't want to go to Spurs. And that is the case, because when Berta has worked this transfer window alone, he has done more than Edu has done in quite a few years at Arsenal. Let's be real. We saw Edu more on jet skis, cooking beef on his barbecue and crap like that, than actually doing some work. Edu over one summer window cooked 8 barbecues. Berta in one summer window signs 8 players. Like, it comes from both sides. Let's just put it that way. It comes from both sides. Apologies, man. Yeah, I know. Thank you, but yeah, Kiwior of all people. Exactly, but I kind of hear why. If you know what I mean. I don't care about their personal life, but if it's known, gonna latch on. Exactly. Bless for the kind of words. Big up, Josh. Big up. I think this week I wouldn't get a lot of points because of the games, but next week I think I can get 70 plus. Next week is international break. What games are you getting there? I don't know what you're talking about there. Big up, Josh. Okay. Big up. Edu, the cause of the fallout between Nuno and the owner of Forest. But the fallout was before Edu, wasn't it? When Marianakis stormed the pitch and everything, it was before even Edu arrived. So I don't know, because there are talks that Edu signed a player to Forest without Espirito Santo's approval and stuff like that. He went straight over his head, which is kind of nuts. At the same time, the pressure on Nuno has been already there after last season. He has to perform right now, because if they get, like, just say 3 bad results, he gets sacked instantly. Marianakis don't give a damn. And Edu oversees 3 clubs at the same time. He oversees the Portuguese team. I forgot its name. He oversees Olympiacos. He oversees Forest. And if Marianakis buys Vasco da Gama in Brazil, apparently he won Vasco da Gama, I think, he's going to oversee as well that. So he has no time for niceties in those terms to talk to everyone all the time. He will have to make some cruel and ruthless decisions, arguably. Then again, Edu supposedly has beef with Nuno. Yeah, like, go figure. Kairat vs Celtic playoff has gone to penalties. Yeah, it's actually kind of nuts. Celtics cannot beat a team from Kazakhstan over 2 legs. It is actually kind of insane if you come to think of it. Like, seriously, it's actually kind of insane. Then again, Brendan Rodgers, maybe his luck has run out at Celtic. If he gets into Champions League by winning this, he can count his blessings, because I strongly believe that if he loses that, it could be very peakums for him there. I just realized we don't like our players. No love FC. Bloody hell. Bert is a proper sporting director. Ed is a glorified traveler. Yeah, he brings towels to Brazil national team, polishes boots and all this stuff, cooks a good meal apparently. Next game. Oh, I see. Edu and his BS 180-day player document. Yeah. Or that one with Jason Aito and all this stuff. Edu made deals while flipping burgers. Leave the geezer alone. He wanted Kudus. Our manager wanted Havertz. Yes. You tell me who's the genius there. Kind of rhetorical, ain't it? Exactly. Edu also wanted... Who did he want? Edu wanted Bruno Guimaraes. Well, didn't get him. We all saw how that went. Edu wanted Caio Jorge from Botafogo. We have seen how that has gone. He wanted... Arsenal were scouting Savio, by the way, at the time when he was in Brazil. And Edu also wanted him. And, of course, Arsenal didn't get him. And City got him instantly afterwards. We have seen how that has gone. But you cannot argue that there's definitely something not going there. All I'm going to say, for people that say that Kiwior is worth 40 or more million, I think we shouldn't have bought him for 20... For what? It's 25 or so. We bought him for 20 million pounds, something like that. It also wasn't a great business. Let's be real. From Spezia for 20 mil, do they take that with open arms, no matter how you look at it? Big up, Godfrey. Hope you're doing well today. And I'm good. And Celtic have lost the penalties. Oh my goodness gracious. Celtic lost the penalty session. Kairat Almaty from Kazakhstan is going to play in Champions League, whilst I assume Scotland, Celtic are going to be in Europa League. Oh, insane. But they do sign Marquinhos on a free, but paid 3.5 million to Sao Paulo to keep good relations. Yeah. That also football fans and all this stuff like that also makes no sense to me. Player who supposedly was for free and we paid the money to get him. Makes no sense whatsoever as well to me. But yeah, people, last thing I'm going to talk about on the transfers, because we have dragged this far too long. We need to get into FPL, which is more relevant at the moment. Let's be real, than Arsenal. To some extent, let's not kid ourselves here, people. Arsenal may use the last week of the transfer window to loan or sell some of their academy players. Such as Maldini Kachuri, Charles Sago Jr., and Ismail Kabia is another who could be in the line for a loan. Now, the fact that they say loan or sell is a bit of a worry. The question is who they want to sell and who they want to loan, because that for me now is the biggest question of the lot. Who they want to sell and who they want to loan. Celtic is our joke. Yeah, they are in Europa League now, right? 20 mil from Spezia. Really, that's what we paid. Weren't he like, yeah. He was on 2,000 a week, and we gave him 58,000 a week. We gave him a 29 times salary increase, straight up. No questions asked. To be honest, same happened with with California, Italian Zucchini. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, Calafiore, and all this stuff. He was on 12 grand a week and at Bologna, and he's now on 120 a week. He has gone 10 times the salary increase. How does that work? I have no idea how Edu has managed to do that with Tim Lewis and Richard Garlick. We have been overpricing and overpaying players mad. Zini for 35, year the same. The donkey, even Decline Rice and Madueke. Yeah, as well. I have to put him there, unfortunately. The nuts part is Zinchenko is on 150 grand a week. The donkey is on 285 grand a week. Decline Rice, of course, and then Madueke. At least Madueke's salary is low, so kind of can take that under the chin to some extent, even though I don't want to, but it is what it is. Big up my boss. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Hope Tuesday has treated well. And big up Pianor or FC25 Gaming. FC26 is coming out in a month. You may need to change your name, man. But yeah, big up. Anyways, we'll see what Arsenal sell and loan, because we have 5 days in the window. Well, 5.5. We'll see what Arsenal does. But we are here for the real reasons. People, we are not here to talk about Arsenal today. We are here to talk about this mess that is FPL. At least my FPL, let's just put it that way. This is the mess. Obviously, I don't play 5 at the back. This is a substitution that FPL did on their own. They put in Rodon for Palmer because Palmer was injured. And I got extra 2 points. I got 53 points this game week, which is embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. It is really embarrassing, to say the least. So what we gonna do now? 53 points for game week 2 is pretty good. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Literally don't, because how much did I get last week? Last week I got 50. Interesting. This week I got more somehow. But yeah, I got 53 points. Anyways. Nah, it's decent. I don't know. For me, I always thought that if I play FPL, I would want at least 60 plus points every game week. 60 plus points. Obviously, it is circumstantial situations. But for me, the biggest thing is, I have to zoom in a bit more. But if you look, Munoz is a liability. The Kuiper is a liability. Rodon is bench, so don't pay attention to him. Reinildo was decent, but it didn't also happen. Wirtz is stinking out the joint like no tomorrow, right? So I need to get rid of him as well. Delap is useless, so need to get rid of him as well. Also need to get rid of Dendocker because he plays in La Liga now. So I need to make quite a few substitutions, people. And we're going to do this right now. Transfers. Here we are. Now, how do I do this? Do I need to basically remove, and then I put in the players I want, then I press the wild card. How do I do this? And I need your advice. Which ones to sign? I need your advice, people. Who to sign, how to sign, and why to sign, basically. That for me is the big thing. I'm going to take out him. I'm going to take out him. Wirtz is going to the bye-bye land. The Lap is going out. The Kuiper is going out. Munoz is also going out until I actually make the transfers, right? It's not, nothing is confirmed. So see, 32 points on the bench, which is nuts. So basically here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions open. To do the transfer, first remove the player you want to take out of your team. I have done it already. Now I need to, for me, the biggest thing is I also wouldn't be against getting out Renildo and maybe putting in someone else. Although Renildo has done somewhat decently overall. Not too sure. My suggestion is Kudus and João Pedro. Now, I am on board with João Pedro. Definitely on board with João Pedro. Now, I'm going to say this. One reason I want to leave Bruno Fernandes, why I want to leave Bruno Fernandes into the team is because they play on the weekend against Burnley. And he surely will get some points. That for me is the hope. Probably a penalty or something like that. I got 56 points. See? 56 points. See? More than me. Put in João Pedro as a forward. I am thinking about that. Liverpool versus Burnley after the break. Yeah, but break is after 1 week. I will have to change for that separately. I'm changing for the next game week. Obviously, it's only one sub technically I could make, but I'm trying to think about this. Let's just do it this way. João Pedro. Okay, João Pedro goes in, right? So Gyökeres and João. One thing I really wanted to do, because Nottingham Forest are playing against West Ham on Sunday, I was thinking about putting in Chris Wood. I want to put in Chris Wood. What are your thoughts about Chris Wood being put into the team? That obviously means Gyökeres or João Pedro needs to come out. That is the sad part in this. I'm not going to lie. Got 95, but I mostly gamble on captaining. Yeah, I get it. That's the biggest gamble anyways, unless you triple captain. Gyökeres got 24. Same for me. Should have put Pickford in goal, got 15 points. Raya got 6. Against Liverpool, I'm not doing that. Against Liverpool, I'm not putting Raya in goal whatsoever. But then they play us. Exactly. So it is a hit and miss in those terms. I'm not going to lie. You think Mateta is better than Chris Wood as an option? Because currently I'm looking at that Mark Guiu situation. I like, for me, that is the big thing. Chris Wood is a good shout too. Swap out Gyökeres for him. And that for me is the biggest thing. Against Liverpool, for me, Gyökeres is a very big question mark. Because no matter how you look at it, he's going to play against Konate, he's going to play against Gravenberch, he's going to play against Van Dijk. And that for me is the biggest thing. My front line is Ekitike, Gyökeres, and Haaland. Interesting. For the long run, Palace has nice games. I get it. Chris Wood is a wild card in and out. That for me is the thing. I have Mark Guiu on the bench, right? If I do this, wait, let me check this. How much is Wood? Pause. If I do this, right, I have 29 million budget. I'm going to do this for free. Don't worry. 29 million, and I need like, wait. How much is Jack Grealish? 6.5. I want to put Grealish into the team, right? I have 22.5. That's not looking great, isn't it? Like for me, I don't know why, but I want to put in Grealish into the team. Grealish, somehow I know that he's going to play a lot, and he's going to be subject to goals and assists no matter how you look at it. He's partially Everton's centerpiece currently in the attack. So I think definitely Grealish would be a very good option. Wood will bag against West Ham easily. That is my thought process in this. I'm not going to lie. That is my thought process. The nuts part is I'm very tempted for the next game week, put Gyökeres on the bench. But 9 million on the bench seems absolutely stupid in my head. Anyone else? Anyone else thinks that way? I think João Pedro against Fulham and Wood against West Ham is a better gamble than Gyökeres and Wood or Gyökeres and Pedro, because Gyökeres against Liverpool is an uncharted territory which can go south really, really, really quickly, which for me is a bit of an issue here. Grealish will cook against Wolves. That's my thought process as well, to be honest. I'm going with 4-5-1. Pedro up top. Mitoma, don't even consider it, in my opinion. Tonala is also a wild card. So probably some attacker like Semenyo, Kudus, Sar. Yeah, also Grealish. Exactly. So who does Bournemouth play? Talking Spurs versus Bournemouth. Oh, yo homo ma Felipe. Spurs versus Bournemouth. Spurs versus Bournemouth. One thing I hate is putting two players of opposing teams into the team. It's inevitable at some point, but it really bothers me in those terms. I'm not gonna lie. Really bothers me in those terms. I think Semenyo is a great pick. Oh, 100%. I'm thinking about it. It is Robo Pedro and would have better fixtures. Exactly. That's my point. That is my point, because Arsenal, obviously, they play against Liverpool. After international break, they play against Forest, ironically enough. Then they play against City, and then they play against Newcastle away. And those 4 games, maybe minus Forest specifically, right? 1 game, it leaves 3 games, which are very big issues for me. Against Dan Burn and Schär and those men, it could be Peakham's. Against Van Dijk, against Konate and those people, it could be Peakham's for Gyökeres. We don't know how it's going to look. He's just kicking off in Premier League. And when he plays against City as well, it might be good, might be bad. For me, that is the biggest question marks here. Hence why I'm thinking about potentially even, let's just say I drop Gyökeres, right? And I put in at striker Piero. Because Leeds has some, let me check, Leeds schedule, Piero on the bench. Leeds' upcoming schedule is Newcastle at home, Fulham away, Wolves away, Bournemouth at home. It might be good. It might work out. I might put Piero on the bench just in case. That's my thought process. Who's in your defense? You ain't got Yoro or Spence in there. Any Arsenal defenders like Timbo, any of ours? I have only Saliba. I took out 2 defenders, so that for me is another thing I need to sort out. I had Munoz, the right wing back, right mid from Crystal Palace, and the Kuiper from Brighton, but they both stinking up the gaff like no tomorrow, unfortunately. Big up Cooper in the chat. Big up Cooper. Hope you're doing well today, my bro. Smash the likes, people, and subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the likes and subscribe. Just go with the Ekitike, not for Arsenal game, but overall. Maybe afterwards I could change him 100%. That's why I went with 4-5-1, no Gyökeres or Ekitike. That for me is the biggest thing. Like right now, my thought process. What is Tottenham's schedule? Cannot put Spurs in Google search, to be honest. It comes up, it's in San Antonio Spurs. So they play Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds. I think I might go with Porro for defense. Pedro Porro. I might go for him with defense. 3 defenders. That might work. Need to sort out midfield. That for me is the other thing. Yeah, Munoz might be fine, but with Crystal Palace, like it's a bit of a liability for me. They play Villa away, Sunderland at home, West Ham away, Liverpool at home, Everton away. Like they have somewhat tough schedule. For me, the thing is, I lose points whenever they concede, right? Because once defenders concede, they lose points. And Munoz is quite subject with that. Arsenal don't concede as many goals, so I can live with Saliba, for example, even though I'm thinking about Timber. I'm not gonna lie. With Porto as well, new Spurs, at least for now, look very, very interesting. Do I go with Timber or do I go with Saliba? Because Gabriel is subject, to be honest, just like him, he's subject to yellow cards. That for me is the other thing. My midfield is Kudus, Semenyo, Johnson, Reinders, Thaw, and up top is Haaland and Gyökeres. Damn, nice. Yeah, Porto is bound to get assists since he's on set pieces or score a goal. He nearly scored one. Cucurella, Munoz, Gabriel, and Pickford in goal, hoping Gabriel scores from a set piece against Liverpool. Afterwards, I can see that. Any Villa or West Ham players, Bowen or Ramsey, affordable? Let's see. Jared Bowen is 7.9 million. And Ramsey... Which Ramsey? You said Villa or West Ham. There is no Ramsey in West Ham. Or Villa. It's Burnley, and it's the defender Ramsey for Newcastle. Gibbs White is fine this week with West Ham. Yeah, but I don't like. For me, the thing is, I want somewhat sustainable team that I don't have to change like 3 players every game week, because I will lose 8 points, and I hate losing points. Like, I know you have to take a risk to get the reward and all this crap, but for me, it's very, very iffy subject. Yeah, exactly. Timber is a risk, so is Gabriel. With injuries, yellow cards, and fouls, it's inevitable because both play aggressively. The thing with Timber, at least, he goes forward, he can nick an assist. Gabriel is very subject to set pieces. We score them. Mainly it's Gabriel at most of the time, but still it's very it's a very, very touchy touch and go type of subject for me. I have given up on Bowen and West Ham. Yeah, West Ham are awful. That's the biggest thing. I can see it why. So I don't that's what I'm thinking. I don't even know why, but I'm biased to Saliba, though he doesn't bring much. Ballard or Van de Ven are temptation. Ballard from Sunderland is injured, so he's not available though. He got an injury. Ex-Arsenal Ballard, right? He's injured at the moment, and it's let me check. How long is he out for? Because Ballard got injured in the 2nd or 3rd minute in the previous game. So how long is he out for? I don't even know yet. So I want to check this injury. How long? He has a knee injury, and the extent is still undetermined for how long he's going to be out for. That for me is a big question mark in terms of Ballard. Neither team is keeping a clean sheet on Sunday. Yeah, I can see that as well. Jakub Ramsey, I meant just in general, weak teams but standout players in them, like in West Ham or Villa. But Jakub Ramsey is at Burnley at the moment. Jakub Ramsey got sold to Burnley. See? You didn't get Jakub Ramsey. You mean... Wait. Aaron Ramsey. You think Aaron Ramsey or Jakub Ramsey? Jakub Ramsey. Oh, you mean that Ramsey? But he's not in the FPL. I don't see him. Jakub Ramsey. He's a center back, no? He's a midfielder, okay. But I don't see him in Newcastle. I don't see him. See, Ramsey is not here. Jakub Ramsey. Fuck me, I'm too sleep deprived. Fuck me. People, I'm sorry. I'm too sleep deprived. How much is Eze? Eze is 7.5 million. I think I would keep Langa for this week because of Leeds. I'm thinking about that. Is he a forward? He's midfielder, right? If I put in a Langa, I have 14 million for 2 positions, which actually is not too bad. 14 million, I can get 2 big players in there. Do you think... How much is Van Dijk? Just curious. Virgil is only 6 million. Do you think Van Dijk would be a viable option for the Arsenal game in general? There are still some points from non-clean sheets. If the Lich got a bonus or whatever reason, I think there's tackles and stuff like that. Clearances, they kind of add bonuses. It comes afterwards, after the game. But also 4 points for defensive contribution, no clean sheet. Yeah. But for me, besides Saliba, my other defenders don't get points. They got 0, they get 1, and it's a bit annoying. I'm thinking about Van Dijk. He's only 6 million, you know. Only 6 million for Van Dijk or Livramento. See, Van Dijk is only 6 million. And even if I keep him in the team after Arsenal game, I think he will do good. Yeah, that is the only thing. With how Liverpool defend, I don't know. Liverpool concede a lot of goals. They are very vulnerable at the moment defensively, which is a big issue here, definitely. Eze with Yoro or Spence, but if Virgil with Eze, great duo. I'm thinking about a defender that can go under the radar, but I'm looking at the teams. I don't know. Burnley are not going to do much. Spurs with Van de Ven, maybe? Burnley, yeah. But Burnley are not going to do much in the attack. That for me is the thing, which means they will not do anything. Clean sheet bonus only? Like that for me, I don't know how FPL works, hence why I'm all over the place with these decisions at the moment. That's why I need your help, people. Tarkovsky, you know, Tarkovsky. So technically, I need a midfielder and I need a defender, right? Or I can get 2 midfielders. No, I need a defender. I need a proper defender. If I take Reinildo out, I can get 2 midfielders. 2 midfielders. There are quite a few clean sheets for Everton. Yeah, I have noticed. I wouldn't put in Eze if my team, as we can be sure. Yeah, exactly. That is the other thing. With the wing issues, definitely. Wait, how much is Tarkovsky? Tarkovsky is 5.5 million. If I put Tarkovsky in there, right? Timber, Porro, and Tarkovsky. How does that defensive line sound to you? Timber, Tarkovsky, and Porro. Is that a good defensive line if I go 3 at the back? Yeah, that's why I'm keeping him as well, unfortunately. that is the thing. That our left side is kind of screwed up. Bruno Mars, that bum. Yeah, missed a penalty. It cost me about 10 points, the prick. I'm not gonna lie, but hey, he's gonna play against what's his face, Fulham, so maybe he's gonna Burnley, so maybe he's gonna get some points. Sorry to see Kiwior leave, but they understand he wants regular football and he will be taking a massive pay cut. Wish him well. Yeah, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just business, isn't it? At the end of the day, it is just business, as the tax man Yessa says. Let me fix my camera. It's doing a bit of a mazza. Get Yoro, then do what you want. California, how much is he, by the way? How much is he? Calafiori is 5.6 million. Calafiori is 5.6 million. But I don't want 4 players at the back. I want 3. I want 3 at the back, 5 in the midfield, and 2 in the attack. I want a 3-5-2, basically. That's what I want. Because Calafiori is going to get mashed up against Liverpool, no matter how you look at it. Rodon doesn't sound good, though. Who's it? Rodon is a bench player. He is just holding bench there. And to be honest, Rodon, in the last 2 game weeks, has got me about, 8-9 points overall in last 2 game weeks, only from the bench and being forcefully subbed on by FPL because of injuries and some players not getting played. That's the thing. You say Rodon doesn't sound good, though, but he, for me, is a bench holder. And he's going to get points for Leeds no matter what. And I said that he got me 7 in the first game week and 2 or 3 last game week. So almost 9 or 10 points overall over the last 2 game weeks, which for me, from a bench contribution, seems very good value for 4 million. Like that, for me, is the nuts part. I know why, but I don't play Salah or Haaland. It is very, it's a very big risk, 14.5 million. Word on the street is Latvian Gunner is close to 890 subs. I'm close to 890 and 900 as well, potentially. I'm getting there slowly but steadily. Would love to get, basically, on September 4th, on the 4th of September, is my birthday, right? I would love to have 900 subscribers, but then basically a bit more than a week. Let's just put it that way. In a week and 2 days, in 9 days. You can change according to fixtures. Yes, that's the thing, but the thing is, you have one free sub. Rest of the subs cost points, and that could be a bit of an issue if you want to change more than, let's just say, 2 players. 5.6 for California, and Virgil is 6 million. Yep, yes. Yeah, I always go 3 at the back. See, I want to do that. You can include the bench ticket, Robo. What's a bench ticket? What's that? Don't get Maguire to play in your back 3, please. I'm not getting Maguire. F that. I think on playing Pedro Porro, Cucurella, and Munoz. Pedro Porro against Bournemouth, Cucurella against Fulham, and Munoz against Villa away. Interesting. Muy bien interesante. Remember, this is your squad. When you pick starting 11, will dictate your formation. Yeah. I know. But that's the thing. I don't want, let's just say, have 2 defenders on the bench. Like, that for me seems quite wrong. There's an occasional bench boost. Bench ticket when bench counts as points. It's once or twice a week. Do not really. I'm a rookie too. Like, that for me is, what's a bench boost? Like, that for me is the nuts part. Anyways, Grealish, Elanga, Salah, Bruno. We need at least one more midfielder. If we play 3-5-2, let's just say Wood, João Pedro, Grealish, Elanga, Salah. Let's just say Bruno and somebody else. We need another midfielder. Villa didn't score a single goal, so what can go wrong? Exactly. The nuts part is, just like last season, I think it was, Villa lost or drew last 3-4 games, the first 3-4 games of the season. After that, they went on an 8-game non-losing streak in which they won 6 games. Like, Villa somehow tend to start slow and then just skyrockets. And that for me is the other worry. Let's just put it that way. Maybe Semenyo, if you have the money. Well, I need 2 players, right? And I have 12.5 million. And Semenyo is 7.2. If I put Semenyo in the midfield, I have 5.3 million to spend still. 5.3 million left. 5.3 million. Well, I can, at the moment, I can take them out and shuffle as much as they want. I need one more player technically right now, and I'm on 5.3 million. Which means I'm actually in a very good spot. If I even take out Piero from the bench, right? Let's do this. Forwards, and the price is 4.6 million. I can put in even, where is that player? I can put in, where is he? Reza Chwame, Scarlett, Rusing, Hemir, Abdullahi, Neve, Wheatley, Chido, Dance, Sheriff, Marsh, Morgan, Adua, J, Obafemi, Barnes, Redmond, and Gio. There's Gio only. That he's 5.1, right? On the Mecha, the new signing, Foster, Kupi, Edward, Lol, Redmond, Kalajic, Sasha Kalajic is there. Like, I can at the moment mix and match, basically. Go with Rogers or Kudus. Just say, how much is Kudus? Kudus is 6.6 million. And Morgan Rogers is 7 million. Hudson-Odoi for the midfield. Nottingham Forest, right? Hudson-Odoi doesn't do much. Get De Ligt. How much is De Ligt? De Ligt is 5 million. Put Spence over Porro, Pedro Neto, or Bruno Guimaraes in the midfield. Why Spence over Porro? Why Spence over Porro? Why are you suggesting that? Put Max can win pen. Johnson always scores. Yeah, Brennan Johnson. Yeah. I'm not sold on Rodgers. How much is Brennan Johnson? Just curious at the moment. Brennan Johnson is 7 million. So I can take him over Elanga, for example. No, McAllister. I'm thinking about it. I meant the Tottenham Rodgers. Maybe it's spelled different. Oh. You mean Tottenham Rodgers, right? It's a different player. I forgot his name, which is Bergwall. Van der Berge, Bergwall 5.5. No, how much is McAllister? McAllister is 6.5. See? He has 5 points overall, which is not great. Over 2 games, 5 points is not too great. That for me is the big thing. Big up Fusion is not Jazz. Big up. Big up Indonesia. Big up Jakarta. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Big up. Johnson for the long run could be not the best because if they sign a left wing, he could lose playtime. Yeah. Now, people, what are we saying about this? Yeah, Brennan Johnson. See, yeah. Yeah, see. So, people, what are we saying about this? For me, the question mark is the defenders. I'm kind of tempted to take one defender out and put in another midfielder. I don't know if you can, but hey. Literally, I don't know if you can. I have 0.3 million to spend. I can't. Nice. That's sweet. So what are we saying about this? What are we saying about this? Any changes? Does this look solid, especially afterwards when I pick my team? Because my expectation for the game, or at least what I would pick for the next weekend, game week, right, is Timba, Porro, Tarkowski. No. Timba. Sorry. I would say De Ligt, Porro, Tarkowski. De Ligt, Porro, and Tarkowski. Yes, De Ligt, Porro, and Tarkowski. Timber would be on the bench. Would that be good? Porro, Tarkowski, De Ligt, and Timber rolled on the bench. Then the midfield of Grealish, the whole midfield, what you see in front of your eyes. And then the attack of João Pedro and Chris Wood. Get a better striker. You want one that starts. Okay, 5.5, and I have 0.03 to spend, so that's 5.8, right? If we just reset this, reset, forwards, and 5.8 million is the max, so 5.6. I'm sorry, Robo, I can't help you. You're building pretty much from scrap. Yes, I know. I like it. I like doing things from bottom up. Usually it works other way down, but it's a bit different story. Yeah, that's solid. So if you want to tell me what a striker that starts, who starts from these guys? Magenda, Muniz. Doesn't Piero start for Leeds? Piero has started both games for Leeds. Piero is their main striker. Why you don't think Piero is a good option? Hendon. Get a better striker instead of Piero. You want one that starts, but he starts for Leeds. He's their main striker. He carried them through championship as well. But if we go that route, for 5.8 million, there isn't a striker that starts. Edouard holds bench, Guiu holds bench, Redmond holds bench. What, I will put John Barnes at striker? Like, that for me is the other thing. Like, Osulan, Mecha, Muniz from Fulham. Mayenda from Sunderland. I would go for cheaper defenders if they are going to hold bench. Well, for me, the player I like that for me is the nuts part. He do, but he has hard games. Yeah, that is the other thing. What about this? Our defense is gonna be Porro, Tarkowski, De Ligt. We drop Timba. We go defenders. We go on the cheap side, 4.1 million. We put Reinildo on the bench, right? Then we have, wait, let me reset. We have, if we remove Piero, we have 7.3 million to spend. 7.3 million to spend. And if we go to forwards, and we go to 7.1 million, we can go with Richarlison. We can go with, well, Richarlison is the only big option we can get in those terms. 7.3 million I have now, if I do this. There's a lot of options anyways. Yeah, I can get Beto. Yeah, true. Sells the decent shout. Porro, Tarkowski, De Ligt, Simba, Grealish, Semenyo, Fernandes, Elanga, Pedro, and Wood. If it's a 4-4-2. Yeah, if I go 4-4-2, definitely. I'm thinking about 3-5-2. 3-5-2, hence De Ligt, Porro, and Tarkowski. Keep Timber as he will gain points as he's a good defender and a goal threat. Exactly. Which means I'm not going to go 5 at the back, am I? Oh, sorry, 3 at the back. I'm going to go 4 at the back. But I'm kind of tempted to go away from the 4 at the back and go 3 at the back. That for me is the biggest dilemma, how I put the 3 at the back in there. That for me is the issue here. If you get what I mean. I would love to keep Timba, but then again, it kind of screws all up. If I keep Timba and everything, it's kind of nuts. Robbo is distancing himself from Liverpool Arsenal. I'm kind of thinking, I'm besides Mohamed Salah, I am doing that. I'm not gonna lie, I am doing that. That for me is the thing. 3 at the back is the best option. But then, okay, right? If I take out Reinildo, I put in Simba. What would be the back 3 from these defenders? De Ligt, Porro, Timba? De Ligt, Tarkowski, Timba? What would be the best back line? I'd swap Bruno for Mbuemo. I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking about it. Van de Ven for 4.5, Porro 5.5. So take out Tarkowski? Like, who do I take out? For me, I need to take out one defender. In those, if we are looking at it that way. Okay. I have 6.8 million to spend still. 6.8. I can get Richarlison in the attack now. Which is kind of nuts if you think about it. I can get Richarlison. De Ligt is a lot of money. 5 million for De Ligt. Rodon. I think Van de Ven is a better option than Porro. You think? Why? Because for me, the thing with Porro is the fact that he's a wing back. He's going forwards. He also is defending. Plus, he is on set pieces for Spurs. Hence why he actually could score a direct free kick or get what's its face? Get an assist. Get Richarlison. I'm thinking that's what I'm saying. See? Now the team looks like this. That's why I didn't go with Salah 14.5. I can go this now. For me, the biggest thing about this specifically is Let's just say I stay with 4-4-2, right? De Ligt, Porro, Tarkovsky, Timba, João Pedro, Wood in the attack. Is it João Pedro? Yeah, João Pedro and Wood in the attack. What would be the midfield? Because for me, it most likely would be Mbeumo, Grealish, Salah, and Elanga then. Same here. He has a lot of money and he isn't consistently delivering. At least for now, definitely. I had 6.5 million to spend, but I have Mitoma, Sar midfield, but Sar still brought points. Yeah, Sara is doing this. That is good attack. Is there a way, just curious, is there a way that I get rid of Salah, right? Get someone and someone else in. Let's just say get rid of Salah and I get someone more, someone cheaper in, but then I get maybe bare defender. Because for me personally, I would love to try 3 at the back. That for me is the biggest thing. Yeah, you can achieve some, but have more points than others. Exactly. Yeah, that is the case. Because I can find a forward like cheap no matter how you look at it. The midfielder, sorry. But the thing is, like, I want to try 3 at the back, which for me is the biggest thing. For me, that is the biggest worry of them all. Unless I basically, I don't know, go with 4-4-2. I drop Salah. I put a random cheap wing midfielder in, and instead of, I don't know, Richarlison, I put in Haaland. But then again, that sounds hella stupid, though. That for me is the biggest question marks here. Midfield, let's just say 10 million. I don't know. Literally don't know. Grealish on the bench? Do I put Grealish on the bench? Would that be a good move? Let's just say I do 4-4-2, right? 4-4-2. And Grealish holds the bench. Is that a good move? I personally succeed in defense and attack. My midfield wasn't the best. Yeah, that's how it works usually. Let's be real. Like, if I take out Salah, right? If I take out Salah, who I can replace other players with? Because I'm thinking about maybe Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes, one of the two. Nope, he's injured. Bruno Guimaraes is 6, right? But Kudus brought some points. Ekitike, Pedro, Gyökeres. Like, that is the thing. Attackers mostly bring in points, which is the biggest thing here. Let's go this. Defenders. By points. Let's go by points. Calafiori, Ballard, Saliba, Chalobah, Cucurella, Livramento. Cheap defenders. I don't know how can I get better team that still have 4 million to spend. I get it. Like, obviously spending the whole money is not an obligation. But somehow spending all money feels nice. Ironically enough. Van de Ven is 4.5. 4.5 million for one de Ven. Okay, 442. What I brought in 11. Van de Ven brought in 12. Okay, if I take out Salah, Gakpo, Gibbs White, Kluivert, Ekitike is a forward? Yeah. Spending all money also is hard whilst looking for a replacement for an injured player. Exactly. Yeah. Foden, Cunha. What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Taking out Salah and putting in Mateusz Cunha. What about this? What about Pedro Neto in the midfield? What about Pedro Neto in the midfield? That actually could work, you know. Yeah, I know. That is the biggest issue here. Hence why I can actually, for example, have changed it. Basically, Mbuemo holds bench and Grealish comes into the midfield because where is it? See, United play Spurs and Everton play Villa at home. So Grealish definitely will be up for it because he plays against his old team, right? I can swap them, and then if everything is okay, I can basically take out. I can substitute the Ligt, basically sell him and get someone else. Yeah, I'm doing a wild card for this week. Afterwards, yeah, I know I can make one substitution per week, but I think it's gonna work because I strongly believe there will be something unique in there. So how do I use the wild card? How does this happen? Do I have to play this one right now? I know what I will do. I have a plan. Wow, West Ham just conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes. They're losing 3-2. Yeah, Potter is out. How do I play the wild card? I need this done quickly because I need to end the stream as well in about 2-3 minutes. I'm kind of on the last legs in the stream. I play wild card and then make transfers or what? How do I do this? Wait, I have an idea. Ooh. 1, okay. It changes next game week or current one, don't know also. I know. How do I do this? Wildcard is available one time. How do I play this? When you now want to submit the transfers, you are asked if you want to use a wait. Do I have to click the wildcard? or do I have to make the transfer? Do I click make the transfers, or do I click the wild card right now? That for me is the main question. Which one I click first? Because I don't want to lose 48 points. Serious talk. Which one do I press now? Either? Okay, let's see. Play. Make unlimited transfers. Game week without incurring the usual 4-point loss. You lose the wild card after the game week 19. Blah, blah. Okay, play the chip. Okay, it's 0. Make the transfers. Confirm and play wild card. Hey! I did it! I did it! I did it! I did it! Now, substitute for Chris Wood. João Pedro, Neto, Porro, De Ligt, Tarkovsky, Timba, Arlo, okay, Van de Ven, Grealish, Richarlison. Okay, now, if I let's just say do this substitute for Grealish, it's gonna wait. I'm just checking. Okay, I see how it works. I see how it works. So the Spurs play against Bournemouth. So I'm gonna put in substitute Grealish, substitute, and the Ligt Buemo United play against Burnley. So I'm actually might do this. Substitute. Might do this. Okay. I see. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm done. Big up, people. Big up, people. Big up, people. But yeah, I'm on this note, I'm gonna end today's stream because I've been live for longer than I had to be. Sorry for all that. But yeah, people, if you haven't already, smash the like, subscribe if you're new. And for today, I'm gonna be signing off. So take care, stay safe. I'm gonna see you all tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see some action. Hopefully, Arsenal does something. But for today, I am signing off. So have a nice evening. Have a nice day tomorrow. And see you very, 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 very soon. Peace.